And we welcome back Florida 2 from Gainesville, Florida on the red. And on the yellow, it's been a little while. But we had the pleasure of seeing them quiz here in Session B during the first round. Georgia 1 from Lithia Springs, Georgia. Officially, this is quiz number 94 on the matrix. This quiz is open. Question number 1 is worth 10 points. Question. None that go into...
Red 2.
Interruption.
None that go into her shall do what? Return again?
That is incorrect. This interrupted 10-point question will be reread to Georgia without interruption. Question. None that go into the strange woman take hold of what?
Yellow 3.
The past life.
That is correct. Question number 2 is a two-part question worth 10 points. Question. The poor that walketh in what is better than...
Yellow 3.
Interruption.
Is better than he that is perverse in one. The poor that walketh in his uprightness is better than he that is perverse in his ways.
That is correct. Question number 3 is worth 10 points. Question. Unto them that put their trust in him, God is what?
Yellow 2.
A shield.
That is correct. Question number 4 is worth 10 points. Question. How is my law described in verse?
Red 3.
Interruption.
Recorded in verse 1 of Proverbs chapter 3, myself again, not my Lord, let no heart to my commandments.
That is incorrect. This interrupted 10-point question will be reread to Georgia without interruption. Question. How is my law described in verse 2 of Proverbs chapter 7?
Yellow 3.
As the apple of thine eye.
That is correct. Question number 5 is worth 10 points. Question. To a wise man, verse 9 of...
Yellow 1.
Interruption.
Tie.
That is incorrect. This interrupted 10-point question will be reread to Florida without interruption. Question. To a wise man, verse 9 of Proverbs chapter 9 instructs to give what?
Red 2.
Instruction.
That is correct. Question number 6 is a quotation question worth 10 points. Question. Quote the verse of Proverbs in which a breach...
Yellow 2.
Interruption.
A breach in the spirit is mentioned. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit.
That is correct. Question number 7 is a two-part question worth 10 points. Question. Verse 5 of Proverbs chapter 8 refers to who under...
Yellow 1.
Interruption.
Who understanding what? O ye simple, understand wisdom?
That is incorrect. This interrupted two-part question will be reread to Florida without interruption. Question. Verse 5 of Proverbs chapter 8 refers to who understanding wisdom and who being of an understanding heart.
Red 2.
Oh, you simple and fools.
That is correct. Question number 8 is worth 10 points. Question. In that wherein he laboreth,
Yellow 1.
Interruption.
In that wherein he laboreth, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 9. Questions him having what? What profit hath he that worketh in that wherein he laboreth?
That is incorrect. This interrupted 10-point question will be reread to Florida without interruption. Question. In that wherein he laboreth, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, questions who having profit.
Time.
Question number 9 is the first of our 20-point questions. It is a two-part question worth 20 points. Question. With what result shall who also...
Yellow, 1.
Interruption.
Gird her loins. Strengtheneth her arms. A virtuous woman girdeth her loins with strength and strengtheneth her arms.
That is incorrect. This interrupted two-part question will be reread to Florida without interruption. Question. With what result shall who also cry himself, according to Proverbs chapter 21, verse 13?
Red, 1.
But shall not be heard whoso stoppeth his ears at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself.
That is correct. Contest, Georgia. Contest withdrawn. Timeout. Timeout, Georgia.
Time.
Time in. Question number 10 is a cross-reference two-part question worth 20 points. Question. A fool's voice is known...
Yellow, 2.
Interruption.
A fool's voice is known how? And a child is known how? A fool's voice is known by a multitude of words. A child is known by his works, whether it be good and whether it be right.
That is incorrect. This interrupted cross-reference two-part question will be reread to Florida without interruption. Question. A fool's voice is known how, and a fool's wrath is known when?
Red, 1.
A fool's voice is known by a multitude of words. A fool's wrath is presently known.
That is correct. Question number 11 is a six-part question worth 20 points. Question. The churning of what bringeth...
Yellow, 2.
Interruption.
The churning of what bringeth forth what? The ringing of what bringeth forth what? And the forcing of what bringeth forth what? As recorded in a verse of our study. The churning of milk bringeth forth butter. The wringing of the nose bringeth forth blood. The forcing of wrath bringeth forth strife.
That is correct. Question number 12 is a quotation completion question worth 20 points. Question. Turn.
Red, 1.
Interruption.
Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit into you. I will make known my words unto you.
That is correct. Question number 13 is a two-part question worth 20 points. Question. Proverbs chapter 24, verses 17 and 18 instruct not to...
Yellow, 2.
Interruption.
Not to do what? Lest what happen? Rejoice not when that enemy falleth, and let not thine heart be glad when he stumbleth, lest the Lord see it, and it displease them, and he turn away his wrath from him.
That is incorrect. This interrupted two-part question will be reread to Florida without interruption. Question. Proverbs chapter 24, verses 17 and 18 instruct not to do what? Why?
Red, 1.
Rejoice not when an enemy falleth, and let not thine heart be glad when he stumbleth, lest the Lord see it, and it displease him, and he turn away his wrath from him.
That is correct. Question number 14 is a quotation question worth 20 points. Question. A verse of Proverbs chapter 15 both mentions count...
Red, 1.
Interruption. Time.
That is incorrect. This interrupted quotation question will be reread to Georgia without interruption. Question. A verse of Proverbs chapter 15 both mentions counsel and counselors. Quote this verse.
Yellow, 1.
Without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors they are established.
That is correct. Contest, Florida.
Tied.
This contest is withdrawn. Question number 15 is worth 20 points. Question. I went where?
Red, 1.
Interruption.
I went where is recorded in Proverbs chapter 24, verse 30. I went by the field of the slothful and by the vineyard of the man void of understanding.
That is correct. Question number 16 is worth 20 points. Question. Each of verses 7.
Yellow, 2.
Interruption.
Each of verses 7 and 8 of Proverbs chapter 8 mention what about the mouth? For my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing forward or perverse in them.
That is correct. Question number 17 is a 5-part question worth 20 points. Question. Which verse of Proverbs chapter 10 records that what stirreth the...
Red, 1.
Interruption.
What stirreth up what? But what covereth what? Proverbs chapter 10, verse 12. Hatred stirreth up strifes, but love covereth all sins.
That is correct. Question number 18 is the first of our 30-point questions. It is a cross-reference 4-part question worth 30 points. Question. What statement is made in which verse of Proverbs chapter 17 mentioning old men? And what...
Yellow, 2.
Interruption.
And what statement is made in which verse of Proverbs chapter 20 mentioning old men? Children's children are the crown of old men, and the glory of children are their fathers. Proverbs 17, verse 6. The glory of young men is the strength, and the beauty of old men is the gray head. Proverbs 20, verse 29.
That is correct. Time out, Georgia.
Tied.
Time in. Question number 19 is a cross-reference 6-part question worth 30 points. Question. Is found in Proverbs, which verse of chapter 8 records that who wrongeth his own soul, which verse of chapter 15 records that who despiseth his own soul, and which verse of chapter 19 records...
Red, 1.
Interruption.
And which verse of chapter 19 records who loveth his own soul? Proverbs chapter 19, verse 8. He that getteth wisdom. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 32. He that refuseth instruction.
Tied.
That is incorrect. This interrupted cross-reference 6-part question will be reread to Georgia without interruption. Question. As found in Proverbs, which verse of chapter 8 records that who wrongeth his own soul, which verse of chapter 15 records that who despiseth his own soul, and which verse of chapter 19 records that who loveth his own soul?
Yellow, 3.
Verse 36, he that sinneth against me. Verse 32, he that refuseth instruction. Verse 8, he that getteth wisdom.
That is correct. Contest, Florida.
Tied.
Time in. Question number 20 is a quotation question worth 30 points. Question. Quote the 2 verses preceding the one that contains the phrase former.
Red, 1.
Interruption. Time.
That is incorrect. This interrupted quotation question will be reread to Georgia without interruption question. Quote the two verses preceding the one that contains the phrase former things.
Yellow, 1.
The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us.
That is correct. Contest, Florida. This contest is denied. And we have a numerical winner. This quiz is closed. Let's hit the Florida 2 and Georgia 1.